was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later from our college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they're not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Because he's teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came from for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, XLR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this. I gained the more knowledge from here, and thank you for XLR for teaching us.
Hi, I'm Karthik Rannan. I'm the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I'm Raghunendra Singh and I'm the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
I was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later for my college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge here. They're not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, Excella.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Vikas is teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came from for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you XLR for giving these courses. I learned lot of from this. I gained the more knowledge from here, and thank you for XL for teaching us.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. A very good afternoon. We'll start like in about, I think 2 minutes. I want you to open the report, which was there, which we did in the last session. And today we will deal with mostly building of a dashboard. And yeah, good afternoon, Prajakta. Thank you. And we will do mostly formatting part. And if we have time, we will do the cleaning part as well. So data cleaning. Okay. So let's start. I can see some, okay, 444 participants. We can start, I guess. I'll just share my screen. Meanwhile, I will just share you some one file. I hope you all have that file of the data set. So Global Superstore, I think you have that. Right? Okay. So I'm going to share this one file. This is basically a background for background image. We will see how to use this. So just have this file handy when I'm going to present it. Okay, so I'm going to my screen. So yesterday we built two visuals. What we'll do is we'll build new visuals right from the scratch. Okay, so you can remove those visuals. Suppose if you have created, I think it was the table, I guess, city-wise sales. So you can just remove it by clicking on this 3 dots over here, and then you can click on remove. So that chart will get removed. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about what all the insights we can get by analyzing the data. So let's dig into more detail as to what kind of insights we can get. So the first thing I want to calculate is, I want to calculate basically what all the top 5 cities which are there, which are performing well in terms of the sales. Top 5 cities in the whole world or in the whole superstore. So for that, top 5 cities, what will I do? I can choose a stack bar chart or I can choose a column chart. So I'm choosing a stacked bar chart over here. So select this chart and select city and select sales. If you just tick also, if you just put a tick onto these 2 variables, 2 fields, automatically the chart will get populated. So automatically it will go to the y-axis and the x-axis. Now I need top 5 cities by sales. So for this, where should I go? Can anyone tell me in the comments? It's going to be top filter. Yeah, Kamlesh. Thank you so much, Kamlesh. It's going to be filter. So if you see, there is an option of filter over here, and whatever fields that I've put in the chart, those fields as filters will be automatically populated. So this has come automatically because I have put those 2 fields in the chart. Now I'm going to select the city. Under city, you will get 3 options. One is your basic filtering, advanced filtering, and top-end filtering. So basic filtering means if I select any one value, let's say any city, then that city will get filtered. So that's what I mean by selecting manually or basic filtering. Then you have this top N. Top N is nothing but, let's say I want to see top 5 cities by sales. So I'm going to select this top 5 cities. So I'm going to select this 5. Let's see. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So top 5 cities. By what value? So top 5 cities by the sum of sales. So for that, I have to drag this sum of sales over here and click on apply filter. So I repeat again. I go to city under filters. I will select top N and then I will select the number which I want, which is 5. And by what value I can select, that is sum of sales. And I got the top 5 cities. Okay. Now the next thing that you will do is you will put labels. So how do I put labels? Anyone? Just mention in the chats. How should I put labels over here? Can you explore in your Power BI desktop where you can put labels? So I want to display the value. So one value is displayed. This is the tooltip. But if I want to show the value in the bar, how will I show it? Anyone? So can you see this option, format? So if I click on this format, I have these options. So I will click on data labels. That Amar can send, I guess. You can check. Amar, if you can send the yesterday's attendance link also.
No, it's not possible. Actually, attendance link is to only open between 4:30 to 5:30.
Okay.
So please don't ask for the yesterday's attendance. And today's attendance will also share at 4:30.
So please be there during the attendance so that you can get it. Thank you. Okay, so you have this sum of sales by city, which is top 5 sales. Now my question again is, how do I rename this title? Anyone? I want to rename this by top 5, top 5 cities by sales. So anyone? It's a refresher from the yesterday's actually class. So I'm just asking these questions. So there are 2 ways to do this. One is I can double click on this. double click on this one, and this format will get opened automatically. That is one way. Another way is I click on this chart and I go to the format under visual and I go to title. And here I will rename this, which is top 5 cities by sales. Okay, so I have renamed it. I have renamed this as per what is required, and I have changed the alignment. Okay, so just a simple formatting. I got the top 5 cities by sales, and this is the value for the required chart. Okay. All right. Now the next thing is we are going to format this entire dashboard. So instead of having this white color, I am going to upload an image, and that image will get this entire color. So for that, you have to right click outside the chart, click on format canvas. Yes, Chandan Kumar. Now you can mention in the chats if you have any doubts. So click on format canvas and you will get this option: page information, canvas settings, canvas background, wallpaper, filter pane, and filter cards. We'll focus only on this one option, which is canvas background. So canvas is the place where your report will be visible or where your charts will be there. So it is this boundary. You can see this double dot, these dots which are there. This is the boundary for canvas. Anything beyond canvas is wallpaper. So your wallpaper and canvas are contained inside page. So page is that entire layout, and canvas is where your charts are created. Wallpaper is something beyond canvas. Wallpaper is used when you want to embed this dashboard onto a website and you want to match the website color with the color of, when you want to match the website color with this color, then you can use wallpaper. So wallpaper's purpose is more with that purpose. This is more for canvas. So which means only for dashboard. So we'll focus on canvas, and this is the image option. So I can choose a color also. If I change the color and I set the transparency to 0, I will get this color. That is one option. The other option is I just sent an image over to the chat. You can upload that image and use that as a background. So here, if I select, and I will get this dark gradient, which is the image that I've shared, and I click on OK. And you will get this image. So I repeat, select on this image, select the image that you have saved, and select the transparency, set the transparency to 0. And you will get this background. Okay, and if I close this build a visual, you can see how this entire canvas looks. So this is the place where all your charts will be present. Recordings will be available, as Amar had mentioned, in your LMS portal. So I don't know when it will be available, but you can check with the XLR team. So that will be uploaded in your LMS portal. All right. I hope everyone has said this one. If you have not said this one, please look at the recording and how to do it. But for now, this is where we are. I think Amar will be able to help that better. You can take it separately with the XLR team. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want to sync this image, that is this image color, with the color which is present in the chart, or the chart color with the background color, because this is in white and I want to be in this color. So what I will do is I'm going to select on this chart and I will click on format. So you can do format from here, or you can do format from here as well by clicking on this plus icon next to the chart. These are two ways to click it. If you don't get any of these options, simply right click and you will get this format. So you will get this format over here. Okay. So these are the multiple ways you can get to the format. I will go for the format, which is over here onto the right side, which is mentioned here as format. And I will go to size and style. And I will go to background. So if I switch off this background, this color, the background color which is there in the canvas, and the color which is there on the wall on the chart will be same now. Okay. So now there is another problem. Once I have mixed the colors, I cannot see the chart title clearly. So I have to now modify the chart title as well. So for that, what will I do is, what can I do actually is, I'm going to go for the title and I can change this color. Under title, I have changed the color. And once I have changed the title, now I will focus on y-axis and x-axis. This needs to change. So y-axis is going to be my New York City. And this is the font size. Yeah, Varun. Hi, Varun. So I hope you are following with me. Similarly, do for x-axis. So I will give you some time also to do this, but understand that how to do this. So x-axis, under values, change the color. So your colors of the axis have changed. So y-axis and x-axis we have changed. There is this title, which is there, which is the sum of sales. I don't think it is required in this case because we already know this is total sales. This is sum of sales by each city. So I have switched off the title. It's not required. And finally, the data labels. Under data labels, we will change the color basically. Under values, we will change the color to probably white, a little bit white. So this is how I format a chart. Any chart, as a matter of fact, you will format through this principle. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear with how to format a chart. So you can see the difference between the chart which was earlier and the chart which is now being displayed. So it looks much better aesthetically, aesthetic wise. Then the next option is grid lines. So I can see these dotted lines which are present over here. I don't want these grid lines to be present. So I can simply switch off this one. And the grid lines are removed. All right. Just mention in chats once you are okay with this thing, and then we will proceed with creating more different types of charts that we'll do. Okay. I hope everyone is clear. Just resize this chart. We can just click on to this diagonal which is there, and we can resize this to about this length. Okay. So we have calculated top 5 cities by sales. The next thing I want to calculate top 5 products by profit. So top 5 products by profit. So how will I'm going to do that? I'm going to copy this chart. Control C and press Control V. The reason why I did this, because I don't want to apply the formatting again. Otherwise, if I select a new chart, I have to apply the formatting again. So Control C and Control V. So to get it to Word, good question. To get it to Word, you can either export it actually. I'm not sure that you can copy it from the Word to this. So I've never copied it, but I don't think you can copy it outside the Power BI environment. But if it gets copied, it's good, but I don't think it gets copied. If you want to get it to a PowerPoint or a Word, you have to sign in. Basically, you have to create an account in Microsoft and then publish the report. So we'll come to the publishing part also. So from there you can do. So this copies within this part. Or if you really want to copy, you can use any this snippet tool which comes in the desktop or print screen. That is the best way to copy. Okay, so let me just keep this one over here. Can we copy the data from Excel and paste it into Power BI table? Yes, you can do that. Yes. So there is this option of enter data. So if I click on this option, so here I can copy paste the data from Excel, and so here I can create the table. So here I can copy paste the data from Excel to this. So you can create a new table out of this. So generally that is not recommended, because since it's a huge amount of data, if there is a huge amount of data, the copy paste might take time. But otherwise, if it's a small table, you can create your own table here, or you can copy paste from this option. So that's also a good question. Thank you for asking. Now, top 5 products by profit. So here I have to simply swap. So I'm going to remove city and I'm going to select product name. And instead of sales, I'm going to select profit. So just you have to tick. That's it. So once you have made the tick, this chart is created. One more thing you have to do is the filter part. Because I copied that chart, the filter has also been copied. So what I can do is I can remove the city filter. I don't require this. And instead, I can do the product ka top end. The same thing which I did for cities. Same principle. Top 5, and I will put the profit over here and click on apply. So the same thing I have achieved by using this copy paste thing. So your data is not loading. So there could be a lot of reasons. If you have connected the data properly, if you have not connected the data, then it could be a problem. It could be a lot of reasons for which, if you have connected the data, I think then this should have not occurred. Or if your PC is a little bit slow, then it takes some time to load the data. I hope others have done this. So we have created 2 charts, which is top 5 cities by sales and top 5 cities. Okay, I have to rename this. So here I will rename this visual to, it's going to be top 5 products by sales. Top 5 products by profit. Sorry. Okay. So we have done this part as well. We have created 2 charts, and I'm just going to drag this a little bit down. Okay. we'll keep this on to the side as well over here. Okay, so the next chart we are going to create is a God chart. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by a God chart? Yes, I'm getting the query. How do I draw a comparison graph for these two products? As change in Excel data, will it change in charts? Yes. So, okay. So I will answer the first question. How do I draw a comparison graph of these two products? Yes, you can draw the comparison graph. You can draw over a period of time. That is by using a line chart. Let's say you want to compare it two products over a period of time. So you can filter those products and then compare it. So you line chart, with that you can compare it. That is one way. Then the next question is, as change in Excel data, will it change in the chart? Okay, so this one, it's an interesting question actually, because until now, if you change any data in the Excel, it will not get reflected over here. That is because the data has been loaded inside the Power BI ecosystem. So now the Excel file and Power BI are independent of each other. So they are not connected in any way. So even if you change any data in Excel right now, it will not change. However, if I go to transform data, which will open the Power Query part. Now here, if I refresh, because this is connected to the source, and here if I refresh, and if I refresh the data, then if I load it, close and apply, then your data will get refreshed. So that is one way of refreshing the data from Excel to Power BI. Any changes which will occur over here, and you have to refresh this one over here, then your data will get refreshed over to the Power BI. One way. The second way is I publish this report online, which is to a Power BI service, and then I use a connector. So we will see that probably tomorrow if we have time. So that deals with how to do a data refresh when a report is published online. Okay. If possible, we'll see it today. Otherwise, we'll see it tomorrow. So that is the two ways through which you can refresh a data from Excel to Power BI or from any data source to Power BI. Okay, so this is your data set. Can we try a comparison with either histogram? Yes, we can do a line graph actually. Let's do that line graph and maybe I guess, and then we can do with a God chart. So let's say I create a line chart. So the objective is we have to find, maybe you have to do a comparison between different products or different segments. So against what I want to I want to have that comparison. So let's say I want to compare over the years. So I have this chart, a line chart for date as well as for profit. So if I use this line chart, if I create this line chart, I have for all the years, whatever line chart, whatever profit is there for all the years. Let me do one more thing. I can just copy paste this directly so that I can have the formatting, which is reserved. So now I'm going to use the order date. Okay. And instead of city, I'm going to use order date. And instead of sum of sales, I'm going to use profit. So the reason why I did this, because I want to preserve the formatting of the charts. So I got basically the order dates, and I don't want this filter as well. So basically I got this part. Now this chart looks a little bit messy. Let me clean this chart so I can also teach you a thing or two about the formatting. So if you see, this data is segregated by year, quarter, month, and day. And so it is showing a day-wise data. I want to see it for a year-wise. So I can simply click on this drill up. So once I go at the very top, I will see this year-wise sales. If you click on drill down, if you activate this button, and if I click on this option, it will go to the next level, which is the month and the year. And I can click further. So it will go at the basically the quarter level. So this is a very good way of drilling down to deepest level of data, because I have this year, quarter, month, and day. And so this is very useful for creating a drill down data when you want to go into each level of data. Okay. Now my next objective is I want to, let's say, compare. Comparison is very useful. I want to compare, let's say, different segments across each one of these years. So how does each segment perform against each one of these years? So for this, I'm going to go for this build a visual. And there is this legend option. And I'm going to put this segment under legend. So now you can see the performance of each segment, which is for consumer, corporate, and home office across these three products, across these three segments. You can do the same thing with products as well, but there will be lot many products. You have to filter the products by top 5 or top 3 or some criteria, so that there are not many categories which are cluttered. So this is going to be my segment wise sales. So I'm going to format this data. I will go to this format, and this is going to be segment wise profit. Okay. Now again with formatting, my legends are not clearly displayed. So I will go to the legend part, and I'm going to rename this, change the color to a more visible color. So I will change the color to white. So this is the way you will be able to format a chart. So this is my line chart, which I have created. Basically a comparison chart for across all the years, and we are comparing multiple segments over here. All right, so we have created basically a segment-wise profit, top 5 cities by sales, top 5 products by profit. Now we'll create some key performance indicators. So before I proceed with a key performance indicator, can anyone tell me what is a key performance indicators? What do you mean by a key performance indicators when I say that? Just mention in chats. What do you think about? Anyone? So key performance indicators are, so let's say in terms of your academic institutions, I will explain. So for any academic institution, any college, let's say number of admissions which are going to be there in the coming year, or how many admissions they are targeting for the next year, is a key performance indicators. So how many students are getting placed in which one of the different sectors. So that is a key performance indicators for an academic institution. How many students are getting passing marks, or how many students are getting some good internship. So it's a set of targets. That's a very good one. Yeah, thank you so much, Durga. It can be a set of targets, or it can be the measurement of how a business is performing. So key performance indicators are very important when you measure the performance of any business entity. So the same goes with the global superstore. So can you suggest me any key performance indicators that we can create for this report? So you have seen the report, you have seen the Excel file. So when you look at that Excel file, what all the key performance indicators do you think will be suitable for the global superstore? So remember that global superstore is nothing but it contains the order details of all the products which have been purchased by the customers. And we have recorded different attributes about the products, which is sales, profit, discount, and other things. So profit, yes, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Aditya. Profit can be a very one good entity indicator about the total profit. How much total profit I have achieved. So since I mentioned profit, can we also include total sales? So total sales can be a good performance indicator. Any other performance indicator can you think of? So sales, yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Divya. Yes, sales is a definite indicator. Can there be any other thing? So we have total profit and total sales. Can it be like how many total number of orders that we have processed? The total number of orders? Number of customers, yes. Number of products purchased, very good. So I think we have got 4 or 5 of these KPIs. Let's try to make 4 of them or all of them. Let's try to make each one of them. So it's a good one. So we have got the couple of KPI indicators that we need. Let's start with building the total profit. So for this, again, I'm going to do the same thing. Top products purchased, yes, you can do that as well. Top product purchased. Although we have kind of defined it, like top 5 products by profit, but you can do that as well. We'll go for a very simple one for now. So total profit. So where does the total profit, how do I make the total profit? So if I go to a visualization, which is the build the visual, I can see that there is an option of card new as well as simply card. You can use any one of them. Right now, I'm going to use this card new. So this is the chart type which you have to use for the KPIs. You have this KPI card as well. Right now, we'll not use this. For now, we will use the card which is new. It will have this thunder sign. So select on this chart and you will get this part over here. I'm going to resize this. It's the very simple resizing and everything. And I'm going to keep it over here. So now I have to put profit. So I will search for profit and I will tick that field. So you will get this total profit over here. Don't worry about the size. We will resize this accordingly. But this is your first KPI indicator card. If I expand this, you will see that you will get this total profit value over here. It's as simple as that. In Excel file, you had to actually do a sum or you have to create a pivot table to get this total profit. In Power BI, you are just selecting one card and you have selected the field and you got this visualization. It's as simple as that. So we got our profit. Now our next major task is for formatting this. Again, we'll follow the same procedure. I will go to format and I'm going to select cards. Under cards, I will select background. I will switch off the background. Okay. And I think I don't require this border as well. So under cards, I have selected all the settings. Now we'll go to size and style. So this formatting, all these things will come by practice. So don't need to memorize where you have to go. Just observe me and you do it parallelly. If you don't get that, just experiment with it. So you will get these things automatically. Under size and style, background, I can switch it off. The same way I did onto the chart. The same approach I'm doing for the KPI card. And then I will resize, I will change the color of the title as well as the sum of product. So for changing the value, which is 1.47 billion, I will go to call out values and change the color to white. Call out values. Under call out values, you will change this color. And this is the label part. And the label part, I'm going to change it to white. Okay. We will resize all other values, but for now, let's understand how we have done this. The alignment, horizontal alignment center. So both the labels as well as the values will get center aligned. And I can resize this value. I will put this to 30. So our first KPI is done. There are few changes which is required. Next part I'm going to do is I'm going to put a border for it. So visual border on. Okay. And let's enable this background. And we will change this background color to blue. Okay. Yeah, we'll give this color light blue. And visual border, we will give a pixel of 25. So this KPI card becomes like this. It's good, isn't it? It's much better than what we had done previously. And the next option I'm going to do is enabling a shadow. So the shadow color will not be visible. So I am going to use a light color. So your shadow will be visible like this. So we have created our first KPI card, which is the sum of profit or the total profit. Easy till now? Are you able to follow me? It's okay if you have like not fully done all the settings, but I hope you have at least created the KPI card so that you can easily follow along how to do this. So I have created my first KPI card, which is sum of profit. I will do one final thing over here. I will go to build a visual. I've selected the chart. I've gone to build a visual. Instead of sum of profit, I will rename this to total profit. So I will right click on this and rename for this visual. There is this option. Simply rename this. And I'm going to mention total profit. So we have done with this. So the first aspect of profit, first KPI card is done. The same principle now will apply to other KPI cards. So just do Control C and Control V. So I'm going to create for the next one. The next one is going to be total sales. So instead of total profit, we will simply put total sales. You see, all the settings are applied, the formatting settings. So that's the beautiful part. Once you have to just format one KPI card or one chart, all that formatting will apply to the rest. So I got this sum of sales. If I Control V, I will do that again. And now I will do the somebody I mentioned about the number of customers or the number of products. So number of customers, let's do that. How many customers are there? So I will take the customer name. I'll remove this profit. customer name. Now it is showing the first name of the customer in alphabetical order. So here under data options, under aggregation, I am going to say count. So either I can do the distinct count or I can do the repeated counts. So I will preferably do distinct count of customers. So these are my number of customers who are there. And I'm going to rename this. This is going to be total customers who are there. So I got my 3 KPI cards right by this side. And probably we can create one more KPI card, which is for total orders. So how many orders we have processed. And that is going to be order ID. I'm going to untake this one. This is order ID. Same thing, first order ID it came. And I will count the distinct order IDs. And I'm going to rename this. This is going to be total orders. So we have calculated total orders as well. Okay. Now there is one little problem over here. So basically, so I have this orders, which is in the decimal places. So I don't need this value in decimals. So what I can do is I can change these settings. So let me see where I can change these settings. So here under values, it used to come in values only, I guess. Size and style. Okay, I think it used to come in values, but I'm not able to see where it is. Is it reference labels? Okay. Should have been this side only. Move to new quick measures. Okay. Okay, we'll check this out. I think it should have been here only. If it is not here, then where I have to do this? Okay. We'll solve this problem. I think it should be there only in format. Not able to see that. Okay. So I think KPI cards is done till now, I hope. I hope you are able to see how the formatting is there. Yeah, thank you. Great. So total orders we have calculated. Now we will build on the more aspects. My KPI cards have different values. For example, customer count is 692 instead of 795. I think, okay, it could be because if you are using any filter, just make sure that you don't have any filters which is attached. It could be one of the reasons. My guess is because of that. Because if your data is changed somewhere, then your filter will be applied. Okay, great. Okay. Now next chart we are going to create another interesting chart actually. That is going to be a God chart. God chart बनाए कि pie chart बनाए? ठीक है, God chart बनाते हैं. We'll create a God chart. So does anyone know what is a God chart? What could be its possible utility? We'll create over here. Can anyone tell me in the chat what is the use? What could be the use? What do you think when you say this type of chart, God chart? So what comes to your mind? What can be done? Anyone? God chart. Yes. So uses needles. This chart looks like speedometer. Yes, this is a speedometer. Target versus actual. Yes, Adi, very good. So basically, this is a measurement of how much you have achieved and how much is the target value that you want to achieve and what you have achieved till now. So it's a performance indicator. So I can do for anything actually. I can do for sales, for example. So if I click on this sales, if I select this chart, it has value, minimum value, maximum value, target value, and tooltips. So if I put the sales, or you can just take this option, it will automatically go to values and this chart is created. Your God chart is created. And can anyone tell me what this value is? 12.64 million. What this represents? What this 25.29 million, what this value represents? Anyone? Let's see what we have. Total sum. So this is the total sum of all sales. Yeah, very good. So this is the total sum of entire global superstore. The total sum, which you see, this is the exactly the same value, which we can see in the KPI card. So this is the total sales or the sum of sales, you can say. What is this one? 25.29. Yes, correct. Correct. So 25.29 is the double of this value. By default, Power BI assigns a double value. It might be that we are achieving or it might not be we are achieving. That's a different thing. But by default, Power BI gives this minimum value and maximum value default values. And you can customize your own values over here. Yes, double value. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, there is one interesting thing which is over here. This is the target value. So I have a minimum, I have a maximum, and there is this one target value which is over here. So target value is the one that you want to set. So which will come somewhere over here like a needle. So in a speedometer, you have this minimum and maximum, and you have one more thing, which is a target. So here I can create a new target value. For now, I'm not creating it. We'll create that probably later. Because then I have to introduce you to the DAX thing. But right now, I'm not touching DAX. So let's stick with this filters and other things for now. Again, I will do the formatting aspect, size and style. I will switch off this background. And I will format all other things, just like what we did just now over here. So this is going to be, you can say target sales. And I'm going to change this color and the alignment for the same. So you will get the same look and feel like in the other charts. And I can change the format of other values. So you have this gauge axis, colors. Colors is fine, I guess. The call out value. The call out value I'm going to change. And the data labels. We'll come to this aspect as well. Okay. So this is how you format this chart. So I got basically 3 charts over here, actually 4 charts. I got chart as well. And now finally, we will wrap it up with a map. So I'm going to select a map. Now, can someone tell me what is the utility of a map chart when I have all these charts? What is the advantage of using a map as a chart? Is there any advantage? Okay, let's see. Area-wise data to understand the geographical demographics. Okay, to show area-wise sales and chart. Yes, thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Mustafa Mia. Thank you, Jaideep. So it is basically region-wise, area-wise, country-wise. If you want to see in a better representation, then you use a map chart. Now, if you see under build a visual, if I close this filter, you see there is a location, there is legend, then there is latitude and longitude. So always remember that whenever you create a map chart, it is usually for states, cities, or countries. So usually this is for a geographical type of data, because the maps will detect based on the name that you have mentioned. It will detect the data type and it will assign the latitude and longitude. So generally maps are preferred for country, state, city, for these kind of fields, and not for like ship mode or region. So for that, it is generally not recommended. Region also you can do, but not for other fields. So anything which is geographical in nature, geographical type of data, for that maps is recommended. And in fact, if you see this data type over here, you will see that this country is actually a geographical data type. So let's see how we can do this. So again, as I had done earlier, I will simply tick on the field. So I want for country. So I got this country-wise sales over here. Now there are two types of maps which are present. One is this globe shape, which what we call it as the symbol maps. And I have this another one, which is the filled map. So symbol maps and filled maps. Symbol maps means it will just show circles like this. And filled map means if I click on this field, so basically it will fill all the country names. So right now we have done just the basic part. We will see how other aspects we can do over here. Okay, so we have done this part. Are maps only active on the paid version? No. I think for some of the people, I think maps are not enabled. For that, you have to go to options and settings. Go to options. And you have to go under security. So here under security, and you have to enable this option, map and field map visuals. So sometimes it gets switched off by default. If you enable this and then restart, probably save the file and open it again, and then you. Yes, thank you. So now, let's say I don't want to see this sales for all the countries. I want to see only for selected countries. So I will go to this filters and I'm going to select certain countries for which I want to see. So I'm going to select, let's say, Australia. And as I go down, I'm going to select China. So for a couple of countries, I am selecting. And Germany, India, we will go towards a little bit eastern side or Europe side or Middle East, probably Saudi Arabia. So the reason why I'm selecting a few countries is because it's easier for us to see all those countries in one data, and United States and probably United Kingdom. So I think these many countries are fine for now. So you can see these are the selected countries which I have done over here. And this is how we have calculated it. So again, I'm going to change the background. It's the same thing, same repetition like how we did it earlier. And the most important aspect that we want to do is, before that, I will just format this part. This is going to be country-wise, what we can do. Let's say number of orders, country-wise orders. So which country has how many orders? Okay. So country-wise orders we have, we are going to calculate. So we have so far put only country. I need one more thing which should be used basically for calculation of orders. So here I'm going to search for orders, and this is going to be the count of the order IDs. So either I can put in legends or I can put over here in tooltips. And I can change this aggregation to count distinct. So if I go over here, for each country, I will be able to see the number of order IDs. If you want to have a color for this, I can go over to the legend and it has colored for the each order ID. Okay, but usually we don't, we don't usually prefer this method because usually order IDs should be basically an aggregation field. So for aggregation based only, or if you have some 4 or 5 categories, legends are preferred. Otherwise, we don't usually prefer the legends part. So for now, we will do this. So you got the country-wise order IDs which are present over here. So I have calculated all these parts. Let me resize this map. Okay, so we got our first proper report, which is which contains all these KPI cards and which contains all other charts that we have mentioned. Now, next thing what we can do is we have to now filter this data. So how do we filter this data? So basically for filtering, before that, there is one important aspect I have missed. Can anyone tell me what I have missed in my report? One basic aspect actually. I've created all the charts. There is one aspect I've missed out. Can anyone tell me what we have missed? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adi. Yes, yes, thank you. Very good. We have missed the title of the report, correct? So chart title is there, but the report title is not there. What is the report is about, right? When you're sharing a report, the title is very important. So yes, overall title. The report title is missing over here. So what we can do is we will insert a small title of the report and we can then proceed with other things. So can somebody help me how to create a chart title or the report title, not the chart title actually. How do I create a report title? Yes, thank you. It's insert text box. One method is insert text box. I will show you another method, which is if you go to insert option, there is this buttons, which is present over here. And here you can insert a blank button. This is another method. So either you can go for text box method or this button method, whichever works for you. So if you insert a blank, that button will come over here and you can enable the title for the button. And in that title, you can basically write Superstore Superstore data, or you can say Superstore report. Okay, I'm going to change this color so that this is visible. Make it bold, and probably will increase this size to about 30. And we are going to use it over here. So another trick is press shift and select all these cards. Okay, if you press shift, so you can see there is a multiple selection of all these cards, and I can simply drag these cards over here all at the same time. So this is one trick you can do. And this is where I have got my Superstore report. Okay. Recordings will be there with the LMS team actually. So you can contact the LMS team. Amar is there actually on the call. So you can just message him, Amar from XLR. So he can help you with that. Okay, what else I can do with this? I can basically switch off anything which is not required. I think everything is fine. Yeah. So I got the Superstore report and I have kept it on the side. Okay. Now, finally, what we will now do is we have created all these charts. Can anyone help me how to create a filter for all these charts? So we want to create a filter, and it will be a basically a region-wise filter. So can somebody help me how to create a filter which can be applied for everyone, all the charts? One filter which can apply for all the charts. Anyone? How to apply filters? Or is there any other word for it? Use a button to apply a filter. Yes, I can do that. But there is a word I'm looking for. So slicers. There is a thing which is called as slicers. So slicer means it is nothing but filters you can apply to all the reports. So there are two types of filters which are there in Power BI. One is this filter, which you can see over here. This filter is for each chart and it will apply to that chart only, or I can apply to the entire chart, which is present over here like this. Now there is another one which is a slicer. Now slicer by default applies to all the charts the moment you apply this over here. So depending on the requirements, we use usually filters or slicers. So if you want to give the user the option, then slicers are preferred. If you are applying a filter and you don't want the end user to be shown the filter, then you can use this filter option because this will not be visible to the end user. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select something from outside over here and I'm going to select the slicer. So yes, slicer idhar aa gaya. I want to apply a slicer for region because I want to know across each region how my performance is getting impacted. So region, and I'm going to select this region. Or I could have selected actually employees as well because region and employees are connected. Yes. So I'm going to measure for each employee how their area or how their region is performing. So that is my objective. And I have put employee as a filter. Okay. And I'm going to readjust this files a little bit. I'm going to shorten this thing. I'm going to put this over to the side. So formatting is pretty easy. It's very neat in Power BI. So you can pick it up very easily and very, it will not take a lot of effort. So I have put my filter over to this side. And I'm going to resize this aspect. Okay. So here, if you click on this slicer, I'm going to make this slicer a little better. So let's say how I'm going to make this slicer a little better. That is by going to slicer settings. And instead of these parts, I can have it as a drop down. So you can simply have this as a drop down, which will be very useful. And again, the same aspects which I did earlier as well. I'm going to use all those settings which I have used earlier. And this is how I'm going to change all these things. All right. Any doubts here so far? Basically. So icons. Okay. Any doubts so far in this? यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया? It's pretty. It looks pretty redundant, but it is useful for you to basically understand how this thing is working. Okay. So we got this part as well. Yes, slicer header that was with it. Okay. All right. Any doubts so far? यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया filters में कैसे कैसे किया है, how we have dealt with each one of these things. So I have tried to cover best of these parts. So now if you select, let's say this part. No, I should not have changed the value actually. I have changed to white, I guess. Okay. So Freddy I have selected, and this is the sales for Freddy. And if I clear over here, all my thumbnails will get cleared. And another thing I can do for slicer is multi-select is there. So I can select multiple options only via control plus command. So if I switch that off, I can select multiple values just by clicking onto the mouse. So we have covered this also. So the first slicer I got, can I put multiple slicer as well? Is it possible or not possible? I can put multiple filters also. So it is not just that ki ek filter maine dal diya and this will apply to everyone. I can put multiple filters and I can use those slicers to format this entire thing. So I can put, let's say, another slicer. So I'm selecting this part, Control C and Control V. And here, so instead of name, I'm going to select region. So now I have two filters. I can select region. So here you have found region. One more thing that you can put is for the timeline, the order dates. So that will be a date one. Again, I have copy pasted this file. And I'm going to select here. I'm going to switch off this region. And I'm going to take order date. So order date may I can simply take the year part. I simply select order date. So if I simply select order date, I will get all the values. So I can select the date hierarchy. So you got all the years which are present over here. Okay. So यहाँ तक I think now you're able to follow how the formatting is done. Basically how you can do this. So I can put this between also. So I can put this between. You can work out like anything that you want. I will leave it up to you, like how to do this one. So I've got three filters: region, name, region, and year. And based on how I want to apply, all these things will get applied on their own. So let's say I'm going to select 2011. So under 2011, there is no top 5 sales, there is nothing. So that is why. So 2012. So I have this value, 2013. Okay. Stranger is not coming. Okay. Is it because of the size? Maybe. I think because of the size, I guess it is done. Okay, so we got this filters over here. And we got all these settings which is being applied over here. So we got the year part as well. Now, one more aspect is click on format at the top. Okay. And if you click on edit interactions, you will see this slicer gets applied to which filters. Attendance, I'm sure Amar will be having. He will be sharing it in a while, I guess, by 4:30. And these are the basically the filters where you apply, where it is applied. So by default, it is applied to all the charts. But अगर मैं यहाँ पे select करूँगा, if I click on this none, it will get automatically, it will not get applied to that chart. So if I select this part and if I say none, which means this year filter will not get applied to the line chart. Okay. So that is where we have dealt with. I hope I have cleared this all. Okay. Fine. We will select this part. Okay. Any questions so far with respect to formatting? Quickly mention in the chats. Then based on that, I can cover the subsequent ones. Any questions? Yes. From where the slicer is selected. Okay. So basically your slicer part is selected from this part. So build a visual. Under build a visual, there is this slicer option. Okay. So from there, we have selected it. Okay, I have to change these settings actually. Okay, we'll apply this here. Slicer, either you can get from here, build a visual, this filter part slicer, or from at the top. Either way, whichever way is easier for you. All right. Any other doubts? We will actually take a breather actually to see how this has gone so far. Thank you, Sandeep. Any doubts that you see so far as to how this is working? think कुछ value पे लगा. Okay. Okay, something has applied over here. Just give me one moment. I think filters are getting applied everywhere. Clear selections. Clear selections. Okay. Okay. So now we will go to next part, which is basically how to create navigations across different reports. So navigations are useful when you want to. Achha, drill down is yeah. Okay. 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 Now it is restored. Okay. So now next part is how we get all the values actually now. Okay. Next part, what we can build now is we'll create interactivity between other charts. So I have this one report. Now I can create another report over here, which is in this brand new page, create more charts and connect these two charts together, connect these two reports together. So that is how we are going to build this. So basically, so I've created this one chart, which is over here. We'll create some few charts into the next page, and then we will connect both of these charts. So I'll go to page 2. And quickly, I'm going to put this format canvas. And I'm going to load the same visual, which is present over here. So that I can have the consistent background. Transparency is 0. So I got this part. And here I'm going to create some more charts, which is a tree map. A tree map for basically state and state wise, you can say sales. So I get this tree map. In this way, we can also cover more charts which are present. And I can simply do a top N, which is going to be top, let's say 10 states by sales. I'll simply do this one and I will get this option. Okay, attendance link, I don't know. The Amar probably will share it out. Don't worry. You will get the attendance. So again, same things which I have used earlier. I'm going to now create a donut chart. In fact, what I can do is I can connect. I can copy this country-wise orders or this segment-wise profit. Control C. So ये enable हो गया इसलिए. And Control V. And I'm going to change this to a donut chart. And this donut is going to be for, it's going to be for, let's say, the market. So I don't require this part. Which market and market-wise profit. So you get like this. I don't want segment. So you will see which market has which number of shares, and you will get this part over here. Thank you, Mohammed. I hope this is useful for all of you. So I am creating this part over here. What is the use of a tree map? Can anyone tell me? So tree map is again more from an aesthetic perspective. It is arrangement of tiles in the descending order. So England, California, basically the state has the highest number of sales, followed by all other states of different countries. So all these tiles are arranged in descending order of sum of sales. And that is how your report is being created. And finally, we'll create one small table. Just I'm going to remove this part as well. Control C, Control V. And I'm going to change this to a table. And instead of this table, I would require probably it can be anything actually. Customer wise also. Either customer wise or region wise. So region wise, and I can use profit. Okay. Let's see what you have. Okay. Now tables को edit करने के लिए there are many different ways of editing the table. I think, are you aware of how to do conditional formatting in Excel? Remember, you used to do conditional formatting in Excel by based on the value of sales, you give a color, green to red, or some highlighting values, right? In conditional formatting in Excel. Does anyone know that? In Excel, if you want to, let's say, color this sum of profit, or we do it for finding out the duplicates. So we do that, those sort of conditional formatting in Excel. Similar conditional formatting we can do over here. Let me format. Okay, format will do it in the end actually. Okay, I've done that. Do you know that? So here we'll attempt that same thing, same sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I will go to this build a visual. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first color the regions based on this value of sales. So how do I do that? Right click on the region, conditional formatting. So now it gives me multiple options. And you have this background color, font color, icons, and web URL. So if I change the background color behind Africa, Canada, everything will change. So I got this option. What should be based on? So the condition should be for sales, because I want to color based on how the sales is going to be. So is there a range that I want to specify, or I can specify based on some set of values. So I have this value. If value is about greater than 0, so this is greater than equal to 0, and probably less than. So you can use gradients or field value as well. I can use gradient for this because I want minimum maximum. So minimum maximum. So from the lowest to highest, the region will be colored. So here I can put probably lowest value as orange and highest value as blue or green. So this will show like this. And if you click on OK, you see this got colored. So the lowest to highest values are colored. So I can clearly see Central is the highest and Canada probably the lowest. Canada or even Africa actually. Canada is the lowest. So this is the conditional formatting that you do for this part. I hope this is clear. I can do the same thing for sum of profit. So sum of profit, conditional formatting, background color. And I can give the same coloring to this as well. And this will get applied. So same principle, we have done that for the table. So table, I am going to keep it here. I'm going to put this value over here. So we can simply reformat all these things based on how your chart type looks like. And you will be able to get this. So can someone tell me how I can arrange them in ascending or descending order? These values, sum of profit. How can I do that? Anyone? So this is done based upon sort by. So I can sort this by region or sum of profit. Sum of profit, if I sort this, by default, it sorts them by descending order. So I got my conditional formatting being applied over here. So I hope this is clear. This is region-wise profit. Okay. Let's see what we have. Yeah, thank you, Anand. Thank you. Now we have still a couple of minutes more. I hope you are there for the session. We have till 5 o'clock actually. But yeah, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. What else we have got? Sum of states, sum of sales by state. We have done this part as well. What else we can do? We can do some navigations now. So I have page 1 and page 2. Okay. I can simply navigate by clicking on this, but let's say, let's put a button where I can navigate between different charts. So how do I do that? I go to insert option. There is this buttons, which is present over here. So I click on this buttons and I can click basically a blank button also, or I can click this navigator, which is a page navigator over here. It can be anything that you can do. So let's say I'm going to click on this blank button. So blank button I have got over here and I will click on format. If you click on format, there is this action which is there. You switch on this action, click on this action. Now, how you want to use this button is totally up to you. It can be for a page navigation. It can be for a bookmark. It can be for all these things. So let's say I'm using this for page navigation because I want to navigate from page 1 to page 2. So I have written here page 2. And once we have done that, basically I can put the title over here. Page 2. And I can change this to this part. So in this way, you will get rounded rectangle. You will get like this. Actually, you can remove this title also. Title is not required. I can just apply this settings to this title. So page 2. Under text, I have applied page 2, clicked on bold, and this one. So this will navigate to page 2. Instead of renaming page 2, probably we can put something else. So page 1, I'm renaming this as Superstore. Superstore. It's going to be Superstore. And this is going to be probably a detailed report. Detailed report. Okay. So one is the dashboard view, one is the report view. And I can rename this report view under format. So you can write report. I know it can be too much for today probably, but just have a little bit patience. You will be able to understand this once you practice on your own. So you got this one. It got redirected. Control plus click. So the moment I clicked on this report, I have button over here. Now I want to create another button, which is the back button. So here I can create a back button by simply using this one also, or you can use the blank button to go back to it. So this is a back button basically. So this will go to this point, report, and this is the back button. So I can have this button over here and I can format this. I hope you are able to understand this, if not all at least, but at least how the formatting and everything is done and how are we performing this. So we got our two reports, Superstore and a detailed report, and we have navigated through both of them with the help of the navigation buttons that we have used. Now there is one other interesting aspect which is present in Power BI, which is called as the Q&A. So you have this Q&A which is present over here. And if I click on this option, it will create its own charts based on the suggestions that it provides. So if I want to say how many states are there, if I simply ask this question, and if I click on enter, Hey, sorry guys, I got disconnected. Can someone tell me where was I? I just got disconnected. I'm so sorry. Can you just help me? I think I was describing about the aspects of Q&A. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So I was describing about Q&A. I'm sorry, I just got disconnected. Let me come back to my report. Is my screen visible? It's visible, right? Yeah. So I was telling about this Q&A, and you can create this total discount, which is by market, and any charts that you have mentioned. And if I click on this, turn this Q&A into a standard visual, it will create a chart for you. So it has created this chart automatically. So that is how easy it is. So I will just enable this option over here. And this Q&A is a very useful tool. So you can simply have this tool over here. And based on this, you can ask any questions about the data. Okay, so we have dealt with Q&A part as well. Then we can import a paginated reports is not required for now. Now save this file. So I'm just going to save this, Control S. And I'm going to save this file as Global Superstore. FBI. I'm going to save this over here. All right. Okay, we have now created our one, proper report actually, right out of the Excel sheet. So now can you see the difference of how in Excel sheet it used to look and how it looks in a tool such as Power BI. So we can make all such beautiful reports just like how I made now. And we can do a lot more analysis in depth with with lot of ease actually. And this is how we have created. Now to conclude it, I will create one more chart just to have a little bit of practice. So can I create a chart which is for comparing segment-wise profit divided by a ship mode? So can I create a clustered column chart, which is this one, containing 2 dimensions and 1 measure? Can anyone tell me how to do that? Just can you mention in chats, or or if you have created it, just you can post that screen. So 2 dimensions it should have and 1 measure, which is for profit. So segment wise profit divided by ship modes. Yeah, Chanchala. Yeah. So legends, yes, you are right about it. So this is clustered column chart. I'm going to create, and let me stop these interactions. Okay. So here I'm going to use, basically, I'm going to data, segment wise profit. So you got the segment wise profit. Now ship mode under legends. That's it. So you got this side by side chart. We call this a side by side chart, or you can call it as the clustered column chart. So this is your clustered column chart. And if I enable the data labels, you'll be able to get all these chart types. So that's it. So we have done our report. We will take a few question and answers for now. We are now in the last 10 minutes. So any questions that you have with respect to data analytics or with respect to visualizations, we'll cover that. So let's have this session for this discussion. Okay, attendance. Yes, attendance will be shared. I hope. Okay, so how easy or hard was today's session? Can you just mention in the chats? Just a quick feedback. So was it easy? Was it hard? Or you require more practice for this? Just a quick feedback. Just mention in the chats, how do you felt today's session? Was it easy? Was it hard? Or was it somewhere medium that it was manageable? Because the idea is how far you are able to absorb the content rather than me telling all the content and you not absorbing it. So I can tell a lot of content as well, but it has a more impact how much you have absorbed the content. So that is more important. And it's not easy on a first go because we have been just taking up this part. Unstructured data, yes. So unstructured, I will cover tomorrow. Okay, screenshot. Okay, sure. Okay, great. I can share this report with you. I can share this file also with you so that you can parallelly see how this basically works. So you can open this file in your Power BI desktop as well. As a reference, I would say that you create this dashboard today and probably in any one of those probably in LinkedIn, probably you can share like you have created some dashboard and you can create your own insights based on that. So if you can do that, that would be great. Let me share this. What should I do? I'm sharing this image over here. Dynamic data. Okay, so dynamic data is all advanced parts. We will cover dynamic data also. That is through parameters we cover that. Let me see if I can do that as well. I'm sharing both of these reports ka screenshot, which will be useful. So I'm sharing both the got disconnected. I'm sorry. I got disconnected. Let me share my screen. What was the question? Storytelling. Somebody asked me about storytelling. So storytelling is actually not part of this course, but storytelling itself is a very big, it's a separate module actually. But to tell you in a very brief manner, storytelling means, so whatever data that you have, this will cover probably towards the end of the session when we cover Tableau as well. So basically storytelling means I have all this data. So you are presenting it to any group of students or anything, but these are just data, right? At the end of the day. So you have to tell some story behind it. So that is one aspect. The other aspect is how you structure this entire report. If you see, my KPIs are at the top and my charts are at the bottom. So that is the structure I'm talking about. And if you see, this is a high level data. And if I go to the detailed report, this goes at the next level. This goes at region wise, state wise, and other things. So usually you go from a higher level, a general report to a specific report. So that also comes under storytelling. And finally, storytelling is more about how you present the data to a group of audience, where you tell them the context and everything. There is a lot more aspects, but in very concise manner, I'm explaining you what is storytelling. We can cover storytelling more in once we go towards the end of the Tableau sessions. Then we can cover that part. But thank you for reminding me about that. Okay. Anything else? Any other thing? I usually keep this last few minutes so that I get to know how the participants are, understanding these aspects. So that's why I'm not teaching anything new. Detailed report screenshot. I've shared both screenshot, I guess. Acha, okay, detailed report, I will share it again. I guess I lost my connection. So that's why, let me share this one. And tomorrow I will share this file as well with you. Overall, this Power BI file, so that this will be useful for everyone. Okay, couple of good pointers with respect to formatting, couple of good, what to say, good practices. Your KPIs always should be at the top or it should be at the side. Okay, and your charts should be not more than like 7, 8 in one report. Usually, maximum 4 to 5 is recommended. But you can always increase the size. If it does not contain all the charts in one view, you can also always create multiple views like this, so that it's very easy for the user to understand. You can of course create a scroll as well, but generally I prefer that it has multiple layouts. Multiple pages the reports are spanned. The third most important aspect is whatever you want to analyze, have those reports only. Rest all reports you can discard. You don't need to create or you can remove it. So that's some of the basics which I wanted to touch upon. Okay. So I guess we are almost done now. We have still 3 more minutes left. Anything else that you want to understand or you want me to cover apart from this? Dashboard and a report. Yeah, very good question. Thank you. So almost these are same terms. We use dashboard and report interchangeably. So dashboard technically means this one view that I see. That is a dashboard. This entire thing, this superstore and detailed report, this both consist of a report. So this report is essentially this entire file. This dashboard is superstore is one dashboard. Detailed report is can be said of another dashboard. So when I say dashboard, usually it refers to this one view which you show it to the users. Okay, so that is the difference between a dashboard and a report. I hope I have covered this part. I think now everyone knows how to connect the data, right? So connecting the data, formatting the data, that aspect now I think all of you know, and how to create charts. So I think that aspect is, could you show some sample dashboard create on real-time data as that is done today? As are they same as that is? Yes. So when you say real-time data also, it is done in the same way as how do we as I've done in this data. So it's the same, the procedure is same. The only difference here is the columns and the nature of the data changes, but otherwise it is the same thing. Okay, so real-time data, I understand. It is an industry-wise data. Probably we can see another data set also related to another, but it's always going to be a dummy data only. I cannot get a real data, but it can mimic basically how the data works. So this is what I wanted to cover. Okay. All right, then. I think we conclude this session now. Thank you so much for attending this session. And please join tomorrow again. We will start with, actually tomorrow we are going to discuss some key aspects, which is about data modeling and about DAX. So briefly we'll capture that and we'll make another dashboard probably. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So I'm leaving this meeting. So probably if you have any queries related to how to get the recordings, you can get it from Amar. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, so dear participant, I shared the attendance link a couple of times. I'm sharing it once again in the chat box. So please mark your attendance and share your valuable feedback. And as I mentioned in the WhatsApp group, and I'm informing one more time, so 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate of participation. And if you have any query or question for me, you can let me know in the chat box. So for material, I already shared one link like FDP material link. You can just visit that drive folder. I already uploaded all the screenshots, the background images, and the file which we are taking, that Excel file as well. So I'm sharing that once again in the chat box. So you can just copy that and keep with you for that will help. Okay, so I think there is no any query or question. So thank you so much, dear participants, for joining the session, and we'll see you on tomorrow at same time. So bye.